Welcome students to Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Today we are going to start with Subject Economics, chapter number 2, Utility Analysis, part 4. In the previous class, we have studied about law of diminishing marginal utility, statement of the law, assumption, and we have understood that with the help of table and diagram. Today's topic is exceptions to the law of diminishing marginal utility. Exception means to understand the law. This point should not be there. To understand the law here, these are the exceptions. Otherwise, here we will not able to get the marginal utility at diminishing rate. So let us start with the exceptions here. Number 1, hobbies. In certain hobbies like collection of various stamps and coins, rare paintings, musics, readings, etc., the law does not hold true because every additional increases in the stock gives more pleasure. In this case, if the person he has a habit to collect stamps or collect old coins or different coins of different countries, in this case, the more coin that he is going to get, the more satisfaction the person is going to derive. Therefore, the marginal utility will never diminish. So if the person have a habit of painting, collecting paintings, rare paintings, or the person have a habit to listen music, the more he is going to listen the music, the more satisfaction that the person is going to be derived. Therefore, in this cases also, marginal utility, it will never come down. However, this violates the assumption of homogeneity and continuity. So in assumption, we have done here homogeneity and continuity. It means here, if the person is going to listen music, the same music, but the more he is going to listen the music, the more satisfaction that the person is going to derive. Therefore, these two assumptions are not going to apply in case of that particular product is hobby. The second here, miser. Miser means he is a person. He just wanted to earn more, but he wanted to spend less. The more he is going to earn, the less he wants to spend. In this case of miser, every additional rupee gives him more and more satisfaction. More he is going to collect the money, more he is going to be satisfied. He will feel, yes, I'm getting a good amount of money. The more he's started what he is saving the money, and less he is going to spend. In this case, marginal utility of money tends to increases with an increase in his stock of money. However, this situation ignores the assumption of rationality. In the assumption we have done here, we have to assume that the person should be rational. But in case of a miser, the more stock of money is going to give him more and more satisfaction. So in the case of miser, law does not apply. The next here, addiction. Addiction of something. If the person is a smoker or drinker, in that particular case, the more he is going to consume, the more satisfaction that the person is going to be derived. Again, in this case here, the marginal utility of that particular person will never reduces. So let us see here. It is observed in case of a drunkard that level of intoxication increases with every additional unit of liquor consumed. So marginal utility received by drunkard may increases. This condition is similar to almost all addictions. However, this violates the assumption of rationality. Again here, rationality. Addiction, it means the person is not a normal person. A drunkard or a smoker, the more he is going to consume, the more satisfaction. And therefore, this violates the rule of what here? Rationality. In case of addiction, law of diminishing marginal utility does not apply. The fourth exception is power. This is an exception to the law because when a person acquires power, his lust to power increases. He desires to have more and more of it. However, this again violates the rationality assumption. Power means what? Once a person is getting the power of his position, the person is going to misuse it, and the person When he's just sitting on that particular chair, he is misusing all his right, and he just wanted to just reach more higher position. Though he is doing something wrong, but he just wants to reach here more higher position. In this case, the more he is going to reach here, the marginal utility will never come down. The more his desire is going to be increased to get something more. So therefore, this violates the rationality assumption. Money here, the fifth one, it is said that marginal utility of money never becomes zero. It increases when the stock of money increases. However, according to some economics, this law is applicable to money too. For example, marginal utility of money is more to a poor person than to a rich person. In case of money, money is again the exception. We will never say that he doesn't want. Ambani will never say that he doesn't want to earn more. He's earning. He just wanted to now. Today he has reached to the seventh position. The next is desire that he wanted to become on fifth, then sixth, and never he will say that he doesn't want to earn more money. In this case, the more he is going to earn, the more satisfaction that he is going to derive. Again, the marginal utility in this case, it will never diminishes. But as for the some economics, we can say it apply. Now, in the case of marginal utility of money is more to a poor person, because the poor person hardly is getting the money, and further compared to the rich person that they have given here, the more he is going to earn, the satisfaction level that the person is deriving, he is going to reach to the particular level, we can say satiety level. Now the next here, criticism of the law. The law of diminishing marginal utility is criticized on the following grounds here. Unrealistic assumption here. The law based upon various assumptions like homogeneity, continuity, constancy, rationality, etc. But in reality, it is difficult to fulfill all these conditions at a point of time. So students, when we are going to assume this law, we have done certain assumption. It is not possible that the person is going to consume the same product, that is homogeneity, continuity, right? It is not possible for him to consume the same product in continuation. It is not possible. This is not, it is against the behavior of a person. And therefore, critics, this says that law of diminishing marginal utility, it is based on certain assumption that is not possible in reality. Second here, cardinal measurement. The law assumes that utility can be expressed cardinally, so it can be added, compared and presented through a schedule. In reality, cardinal measurement of utility is not possible because utility is a psychological concept. Already we have done in feature, utility is a psychological concept. We cannot give our satisfaction in terms of number. But law has given here number. It means we have seen marginal utility, the relationship between here TU and MU. We have presented through number. It is not possible only to express our satisfaction in number. We can give here preference. We can give here choice to our preferences. That is the first, second. So ordinal is possible, but cardinal measurement of utility is not possible. Third here, indivisible goods. In assumption we have done, we have to assume that the goods should be divisible, and therefore this law, it does not apply in case of indivisible goods. See here, the law is not applicable to indivisible and bulky goods like refrigerator, car, TV, etc., which are normally purchased in single unit at a time. So we cannot buy again and again a car or refrigerator or TV sets, because the law assumes that the person should continuously, he should consume that particular product. Therefore, it is not applicable in case of, we can say, bulky goods or those items, eatables also, which are bigger in size. It is not applied in those cases. The next here, constant marginal utility of money. The law assumes that marginal utility of each unit of money remains constant. However, critics argue that marginal utility of money differs from person to person. It is influenced by changes in prices, stock of money, etc. Here, we cannot say that the marginal utility of money is going to remain same. It will never. The law assumes that marginal utility of each unit of a money remains constant. Student, it is not possible. So when the person started earning more, his utility, his desire, his needs is going to be increases. And therefore, the more he is going to earn, the more satisfaction, the more he wants it to achieve. Therefore, marginal utility will never come down. But in other case, as it said here, it is a psychological concept here, differ from one person to the another person. One person, he is more interested to save money, and therefore the more he is going to earn, the less he is going to spend. Therefore, again we can say it is constant marginal utility of money. Critics are totally against that. We cannot apply this on money. A single want. The law is restricted to the satisfaction of a single want at a point of time. However, in reality, a man has to satisfy many wants at a point of time. Absolutely true here, students. Whenever we are spending any money, our desire is that we just wanted to satisfy our different needs or desire. If I'm feeling thirsty, I will take here a glass of water. Second time, I might be take here lassi or cold drinks. So I'm never going to satisfy my one need or desire, because this is the behavior of a consumer, that every time he wanted to satisfy a different needs or desire. Therefore, the laws here say single need or want, it is not possible. The next topic here, significance of the law or importance of the law. The first one here, usefulness to the consumer. The law is very useful to the consumer. This law creates awareness among the consumer to obtain maximum utility from the limited resources. It is necessary to diversify the consumption. And therefore, whenever we are going to spend any single penny, we just wanted to get what here maximum satisfaction. We are just buying the product or we are consuming the product till we are getting here maximum satisfaction. And as our satisfaction gets over, our utility or desire or intensity starts declining. So it is helpful to the consumer to decide his income with limited resources, and he just wanted to satisfy his many needs or desire. The second here, useful to the government. The law is useful to the government in framing various policies such as a progressive tax policy, trade policy, pricing policy, etc. Government, it is very useful for the government to decide their taxation policy. The more people they are spending the money, the government will come to know that it is not affect on the purchasing power of the people, and therefore the government is going to continue with different types of taxes. Or if the government will come to know that the consumer they stop consuming one particular type of product, or their expenditure pattern has changed, in that case government will start decreasing the taxation. So it helps to the government in very taxation policy or trade policy. The third here, basis of paradox of values. The law of diminishing marginal utility helps us to understand the paradox of values. So this point is important because paradox of value can be asked you for question number 2, define or explain. It includes goods that have more value in use and zero or less value in exchange, such as air, water, sunshine, etc. It includes goods that have more value in use. Students, we cannot live without water, we cannot live without air, and we cannot live without sunshine also. So therefore, all these things are very, very important, and we are getting all these three things. Water we are getting, and very less amount that we are paying for it. And therefore, they have great in value, but we are paying very less to consume this. Now see the second here, as well as goods that have more value in exchange and less value in use, such as gold, diamond, etc. So when we are buying here gold, we have to pay huge amount of it, but we are wearing very less because of many reasons. So gold, diamonds, or any other product which are very high in price, we are using it, but the consumption is low, but the price is very high. We can live without that also, but the prices are very high. So to decide this law, it is very, very important. The fourth point here, basis of law of demand. The law of demand is based on the law of diminishing marginal utility. According to the law of demand, the quantity demanded of a good rises with a fall in prices and falls with an increase in prices. This is the tendency of a consumer, that he will demand more when the prices reduces and he will demand less when the prices increases. So therefore, the law helps him to decide whether he want to spend more or whether he want to spend less. So when a consumer purchases more and more units of a goods, its marginal utility steadily declines. Hence, he would buy additional units of a commodity only at lower price. So when the prices reduces, his intensity, his satisfaction level starts increasing, and he just wanted to get more and more things with limited price. Therefore, it is a basis of demand. So marginal utility helps consumer to decide which product that the person is going to consume and in what proportion and till what time. So this is what here, students, we have ended with the chapter number 2, utility analysis. So this chapter is very important. So please go through this chapter, learn thoroughly, students. Thank you, students. Please take care.